Okay, give it a minute. Give it a minute. Oh, no. Maybe I should take that off the microphone. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Going live. Oh, great. It's not going to show me? Where's the fucking link at? Guys, listen, there's a storm here, so bear with me, as if we weren't having our own problems. There's a thunderstorm, so the reason why I'm late, we were supposed to do this at 9:30. It took out the internet. I didn't think I'd be able to live stream tonight because it did that, so just give it a minute. Let's see. So we got mic check all good, video all good. Also, what I did is I dug out the good router and set that up. That's the best we got until the move. So I'm actually working off a real good router right now instead of the other one. I totally forgot when I had it doesn't matter, but I accidentally left the crappy one that they give you. So I hooked up mine. Mine's like a $200 Netgear or something, so it's pretty good. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, telling everyone. They don't give you a link. I don't know, maybe not. But today we're gonna do kind of like a free-for-all. Wait, what's up with the camera angle? It's not what I have on. That's settings off. I don't know. Look at this shit. I got in the mail. Taylor Ryder, the guy making the bats. He sent one in with a bullet in it. That was gunshot. Oh, I don't have the settings to change it, but you could see it. And don't forget too, I got the Polaroids from Ethan. Ethan has, I gotta look it up. I think it's the collectibledead.com.net, something like that. When this is over, I'll put a link in the video description. Let me see if I can find it. The Collectible Dead. I'm pretty. Oh, look at that. What did he send me a message to? Yeah, he gave me the link. The Collectible Dead Store.bigcartel.com. I'm gonna have to put that link down in the video description, but if you want to, I plan on taking the bat and then putting the Polaroid of the dead Glenn and the dead Abraham up in a like a shrine. Anyway, what else? Shout out to Hunter. I think it name's Hunter or Hunna. I got a phone call a minute ago and it said shout out Hunter. So I want to see if that works. I want to see if I hear back on that. Anyway, today I thought we'll do a free-for-all. We could talk about The Walking Dead mainly. I just got back from seeing, not just got back, but when my daughter went to school, I was getting some work done, and I said, you know what? I'm going to run out and see Alien Covenant. I've been wanting to see that. It sucks because I guess it was released in other places last weekend, and it wasn't released here until last night. So I went and seen it today, and man, I was disappointed. Man, I was disappointed. Thought Factory gives. Let me move the damn chat. Let me see. Hide chat. How can I? Because that chat is all the way down there. Stop. YouTube, stop. Oh, for real? Done. Manage toggle pop chat out. Yeah, pop out chat. There we go. Somebody said they give Alien Covenant 3 out of 5. I give it a 1.5 out of 5 right now. I'm not going to go into some shit for. Wait, hold on. I'm getting. Someone's flirting with me. Let me stop. Ronnie, you're such a cutie. Haha. Thank you, Melanie. What was I talking about? Alien Covenant. I didn't like it. Just didn't like it. Ugh. And then I was just complaining about Predator 2. Oh man. I love to geek out over the shit that I like. Anymore, I'm finding it I'm starting to wonder, like, man, are you just one of those negative bitches? You know what I mean? Because I just want to talk about what I love. You know what I mean? Talk about the good stuff, why it's cool, what was awesome about it. But anymore, I just feel like it's I don't there's not a lot to just get happy and excited about, because everything is it's like creativity is just drained from Hollywood. I don't know. Just like Alien Covenant, in half an hour, hour and a half, it felt like I was waiting for more. Like it just felt like whoever made it, there was no motivation. Just I don't know. Anyway, and I'm trying to stay vague because I don't want to go into spoilers. Let's read some of the chat here. Filmmaker wannabes. What was better, Prometheus or Covenant? I'm going to say it's a tie. No, for me, it's going to have to be Covenant. Strictly on the monsters, even though... oh, that's tough. I'll have to let it soak in, and then I'll answer you. But off the gate, they're a tie. They're a disappointing tie. I was going to say the monsters, because I love the monsters, the creatures, and the creature design. But the creature design was also... and there's... I'm blanking out on the word. It's like where you lack creativity, unimaginative, or imagine that, right? Unimaginative, you lack motivation. The monsters, it's like, hey, let's take a monster where you can't even see their mouth. That's it. But there's a mouth, but you can't see it. Yeah, man, it's like, damn. I'm going to say the same. They're the same. Thought Factory, can't wait till you start Mapping Dead after show. Mapping Dead, wink, wink. Yeah, another person wanted dead stream instead of live stream, and immediately I was like, okay, that's different and it fits. But then I was thinking, wait a minute, are the masses going to look at that and go, oh, it's a dead stream, you know, it's not live, maybe that, I don't know. So I'm thinking about it. DD Productions, thanks for warning me on Twitter about turning off my brain while watching Alien Covenant. It was an okay movie. Not a problem. Vinny, it was really that bad? Question mark. Yeah, absolutely. One day I'll break down all the reasonings, but I jumped on YouTube afterwards because I was like, man, if everyone's loving it, I'll make a video and just explain why I didn't like it. And I put Alien Covenant movie review, and all I saw was sucks, disappointing, stupid, 10 reasons why it's dumb, 5 reasons that they didn't explain shit. You know, what's his name's just too old. He was directing it from a nursing home. Like, there was so much negative shit on it. And I haven't looked into it, so I don't know what the ratings are, but it seems like a lot of fans didn't like it, so I might not be in the minority there. Basic gameplay. Ronnie, can you show off your collection of Lucille's? Yeah, I got a movie, movie. I made a movie about my collection of Lucille's. I got a video coming that's going to go over all of them in a review. He made a gray one with blood splatter. Now, I don't need to go overboard. The black one was an idea that I had that I thought would be awesome, and I'm in love with it. It's right there. I love the black one. I'm not going to get greedy and say, hey, send a gray one, and then I'll do the full review. And this is not where I'm saying that, hoping he sends it. He's probably in the stream now, but don't send it. I'm good. I'm going to review the one with the standard, the bloody, the black and white, and then the one with the bullet. I figure those are the 4 main ones you will get in your collection. And I'll do that review after I move, because keep in mind, guys, next week is the moving week. So it's going to be pretty damn shitty. My back is going to be dead. Thought Factory, keep plugging it. Darth, as bad as Prometheus. They're tie. Angry Joe tore that movie apart. Yeah, I seen he had 2 videos. I didn't. No, I think I did. I watched the one. I don't know what the other video was, but I saw he made 2 videos on Alien Covenant, so he must have really didn't like it. Ronnie Q&A, if you could pick any other network for The Walking Dead, what would you pick? For me, it would be HBO. If this was back in the day, I wouldn't go near HBO because they turned it down. They didn't have the vision back then. But today, if let's just say a freak, whatever, something happened and AMC went under and they had to sell it, let's just say living in a dream world, I would say, okay, HBO, because I feel like they know now how they screwed up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, sure. That or, nah, not Netflix. Anthony Doomsday Kingdom info. Yeah, I was trying to get Doomsday Kingdom info out this week, but I just can't. I can't do that and then the packing and the moving and stuff. Because what I want to do is I don't want to come out with the Doomsday Kingdom video and be like, hey, look, we're working on issue 2, which, by the way, yes, 2 days ago I just sent over the first couple pages to issue 2 over to the artist. He's going to get banging on that. And I mean what I said a long time ago, like a year ago, when I told you guys, anyone who's interested in that comic, I told you guys, I don't want to come out of the gate and be like, hey, I have this idea, give me money. I want to come out of the gate with something for you and say, listen, this is how dedicated me and the artist are. Do you guys want to invest? We have issue 1 done. We're halfway through issue number 2, so it's kind of like that show and prove kind of thing. So when I come out with the Doomsday Kingdom info, I won't have a release date if I came out with the info right now. I don't have that. So it would basically just to be touching base and saying the release date is, at least no longer than a month away. At the very worst, a release date for Doomsday Kingdom is no more than a month away. Definitely. At the very worst. No, this is it's got a little Punisher. I love the Punisher. I don't think it is officially, but it looks like it, I don't know. Whatever. You're so cute. J and Z time. Well, thank you very much. Heard the new Alien movie doesn't have much alien in it. It has a good amount of, well, I don't know if it's a good amount. The alien's definitely in it. A lot of different aliens definitely in it, but it's a lot, but a little bit, creating a lot, kind of, sort of. There's a lot of, what's that guy's name? That actor? There's a lot of him. Jonathan, are you ready for Stranger Things Season 2? Yes, I am. Bring it on. Debbie Bryant. No, you're talking to someone else. Ridley Scott is shooting another Alien film next year, too. Laugh out loud. I don't know. I could tell you already I'm not excited for it. One thing that killed it, I remember sitting in the theater going, fuck Hollywood and their trailers. And I have a new series, and I was just piecing stuff together to make a kind of like an upbeat new series to do, kind of like a bonus thing. We're not going to do it often, but that's besides the point. But I've been, ever since I created the channel, there's one series I always wanted to do, and it's kind of like, well, it's not kind of like at all. You know how they have, what is it? Oh my God, now I'm blanking out. The CinemaSins. You know how they pick out everything wrong with the movies? It's going to be a series about movies. It's not about CinemaSins. It's not about what's good or what's bad with them. And it has to deal with movies, so we could cover lots of different movies. And I searched all over the internet. It is completely unique. When I bring it out, it will be, the one of a kind. It's nothing like anything that's on the internet. Well, yeah, I don't think so. I haven't found anything at all like it, and I've been searching for months hoping no one else has it already. So I think I finally found something that I've been wanting to do since I started this channel. That if that is popular, becomes popular, I'm hoping that's a staple show on this series. You guys will love it. It has trash in the title. You'll see. Anyway, and it has nothing to do with picking good and bad out of the movies. I just used them as an example because they cover movies. It has nothing to do with that. It's not like a copycat thing. It's, Anyway, just watched Walking Dead ad on this live stream. Good spot for it. Nice. I didn't know they put ads in the middle of the live stream. I thought they put ads in the very beginning. I didn't know they could put them in the middle of the lives. But that's cool. Meerkat. Ronnie, did you see the cover art for the Telltale The Walking Dead finale? It looks awesome. No, actually, I didn't see that. Goonsack Steve. Q&A question here. Do you think Sherry will be anything like her comic version in the future? I don't see TV Sherry turning into a biatch. Her love for Dwight seems real on TV. Yeah, but they can develop that, though. Just because she doesn't seem like a bitch now, they can develop it and remix it to where she does similar stuff, but she does it with a different demeanor. She might come out and instead of seem angry and pissed, she might seem in the TV show desperate and scared. So they can definitely do the same thing. They don't need to keep everything identical. You know, it doesn't have to match every single bit along the way. Lazy might be a good word. Vinny Lee Sarah. Yeah, on Twitter I called it lazy writing, especially for the most important parts. Like one of the big twists at the end. Not only does everyone see it coming a mile away, because you just see it coming. There's no way you don't see that coming. But even before then, you know something's going to happen, and you already know there's going to be the one moment that it's going to be like, oh, that's how they find out. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but it is lazy. Hope Clem doesn't die. Harry Henderson. Hey, Harry and the Hendersons. Remember that? Or you have no idea? Is that a coincidence? It's about Bigfoot. That's an old movie. How about the Dark Crystal trailer from Netflix? I haven't seen that, actually. J and Z, that nose ring, though. I think he's doing 2 more. Somebody said that he's doing 1 more for himself, his own trilogy, and then he's giving it to somebody else, and he's going to be a producer, and they're going to make 3 more. I guess what's coming next is Alien Awakening, and that's going to tie up. It's going to be the prequel. I always hear NyQuil in the back of my mind when I say that, but it's going to be the prequel to Alien. That's just what I hear. I don't know. Chris Smooth. Ronnie, who was your favorite character in Sons of Anarchy? Opie. Opie all the way. This crude weapon, aside from making and watching Walking Dead discussion videos, what's a good way to pass the time until it's back on? Oh, that all depends on what you like to do, dude. You know, I got the channel. I love movies, video games if I have the time, which I want to get a gaming content on this channel just so I have an excuse to go back and play some video games. Hey, Ronnie, when do you think Rick will die in the comics? I have a feeling it's getting close to his demise. You know what? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't think it's time yet. Not even close. Like, not in the next 50 issues. I just don't see it. Rick dying is like an issue 300 type event. That's like a big event. Maybe issue 200 event, you know? I think Rick dying is the most riskiest thing they can do, fan base wise, that I think they need to hold off as long as they can until the fan base starts to die, you know, until it's not as popular. I honestly believe that. And even then, that's a big risk, because you might kill off a lot of the fans that are just lingering around. Robin, hey, finally made it to another live stream. Finished university today. Oh, thanks to your channel, Ronnie, for giving me a good reason to procrastinate over the last 3 years. You're very welcome. Katie Gatt, The Witcher got picked up by Netflix. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard about that. Brandy Lynn, hey, oh, never mind. Brian, that's because they're talking to somebody else. I saw the @ sign again. I don't mean like, oh, never mind, fuck you. You know. Brian Ackham, hey Ronnie, what do you think of Alicia? I love her and her character. She makes me fear The Walking Dead. Oh, she helps make Fear the Walking Dead worth the watch. I like the actress. Pretty face, easy on the eyes. However, the character, not so much. I think the actress has some decent potential. I think there's definitely decent potential there. There's a moment, though, I remember in season 2 where I just gave up on the sister. And it was when she was leaving. I think I gave up on the sister and the writing all at once. Remember when those people took her? And I think it was in the mid-season finale or something. And she escapes to the very top. And she jumps off and all that. First off, the whole thing seems like it was, and I'm not saying it was, but it just feels like such an out-of-place moment. It feels like the actress just goes, man, can I jump off into the water or something? And they were like, yeah, sure, we'll have you run on top, da-da-da. It seems like an out-of-place moment. But the worst part is when she turns around, she's like, that's my family. They came back. My family, my mother, you know, my brother, da-da-da. They came back for me. And some of the worst writing I've ever seen on TV. The guy, Jack, I think, looks at her and he's like, Why would you pick them? They'll just leave you, you know, at the time when the time's convenient or something. Like, this is her family, and he's talking as if these are strangers that she just ran into and she's surviving with, maybe became friends with a little bit. She thinks she knows them, and the writing is just weird and strange, and I don't know. But her whole interaction with that scene, using the radio and then being like, oh, I trust him. There's moments where I was like, man, you know, I think she's playing him, but they left it so ambiguous that I really don't know. Maybe you guys feel like you know, but I don't know. That's the moment where I was like, I don't know. Adam Ford says The Walking Dead needs to turn up the gore, and I agree. Trailer review series or something like that? Question mark. No, I would never review trailers. No. Just no. Here's the best way to review all trailers from here on out. Trailers will play a part in it. Absolutely 100%. Definitely. But I'm not reviewing trailers, because I could review them all from now until the end of time right now. They all show too much. And that's what Alien Covenant did. I remember sitting there being like, give it to me, baby, you know? Alien drool and all that, just let me have it. And everything I'm seeing was shit in the trailers, and I was just like, get to a scene. And what's funny is the best scene in Alien Covenant, one of the best moments, was not even in the fucking movie. If you go on YouTube, you can watch a moment where the girl is running and she's telling Mother to close the doors, and then Mother's like not responding, and it's awesome. It's so cool. And then she gets to the room. She's like, Mother, where is it? And Mother's like, it's over here. It's over there. She's like, Mother, where is it now? And she's like, it's right above you. And she looks up and it's like, that's not even in the movie. It's as if they filmed two different endings, or maybe two different fight scenes. And that was, I don't know, just fuck Alien Covenant. What am I about? Cinema sins are hilarious. Listen, anyone getting into filmmaking, and I'll say this honest as hell, if you're getting into filmmaking as like a director, writer, whatever, watch Cinema Sins as if it is like a training seminar on how not to do stupid shit in movies. Now, given there's a lot where they nitpick, they pick stupid shit just to be funny. Sure, it's part of the gimmick, but there's a lot in Cinema Sins they pick out that it's just like learning how to direct properly. You know, it's like, well, why would you put this in here because it contradicts this? Why would you do this because that is dumb? Because you get to see how the audience reacts to what you're putting on the screen. It's definitely helpful. Absolutely, like class. Ronnie, what is your least favorite part of the Star Wars prequels? Everything. Vinny, is anyone even remotely excited for the 4 Avatar sequels being made? No, I think they are so late. Given when it comes out, I might get re-excited again. But right now, no. They should have done that immediately after. Not a year later, but 2 years, 2.5, 3. How long's it been? Has it been like 5, 6 years? What else we got here? Q&A. Do you think it can be good or better than the original? I think everything can be good or better than the original. Absolutely. There's always enough creativity out there. It depends on who's making it. It depends on what brains are behind, whatever. It just depends on a lot of things. Do I feel like it's gonna be better? No, not at all. I feel like it right now will be okay or shit. Okay or under. I don't have confidence that it's gonna be great. But if it is, I would love it. I would take it with open arms, Epic zombie killer. Will Doomsday Kingdom have character deaths? This is a war in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. There's deaths, You can't tell this story without killing characters. There's no way. It's a controlled collapse, I don't know. There's deaths. Oh, yeah. That's a huge part of telling the story, though, is because of the the zombie virus being weaponized and all that. So do you mean like main characters? Yeah, sure, there's going to be some that, again, it's a war. A large part of the story is that war that's going on in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, a little bit after the outbreak. So it's still, you know, the reality's still there that you can hold on, and you're fighting this other dun-dun-dun-dun, and then can't tell you anymore. It's not right away, though. You're not going to get into any fighting for at least the first year of the issue being out. Not the issue. Coming out first, whatever. A year our time. AC/DC. Who is that one dislike? Oh, I don't know. Trev. That fucker. Meerkat. Ronnie, since you said later on down the line you want to make a Path Presents, will be like, where to go? Be like, where our own content, are you going to do a video explaining that later on? Let me scroll down a little bit so I can see what you mean. Meerkat. Ronnie, since you said, can I move this over so it's not, let me move that. Yeah. Hold on, Meerkat. I can't close that out? Really? Okay, let me move this over. Nope, that's being blocked. There we go. Alright. Since you said later on down the line you want to make Path Presents to be like... Oh, okay. Sorry. You want Make a Path Presents to be like a place where we make our own content. Are you going to do a video explaining that later on down the line? Yeah, I will explain that down the line. I think you might... Yeah. Alright, let me real quickly explain this. It's not like everyone makes content. It's not like a multi-channel network. It's not that at all. The way you say it, as in you guys make the content and then like I just put it up here, that's not it at all. I'm literally talking like people physically come together and create things. There's going to be times where you could do it just on the internet, and I'm talking about pulling all talent together. First off, the idea is we are all fans. It's a fan family. We are all fans of entertainment, you know, and we're not just the casual fans who, you know, watch a movie and then maybe talk about it at work and that's the extent of it. We are fans who talk about it online. We're active in communities. We collect some of the figures. We follow some of the fan theories. Like, that is the fan family I'm talking about, and it's for all franchises. As long as you're a fan of something in entertainment, that is the core of the group. And then within that group, you have people who are artists, graphic designers. You have people who make music. You have people who do anything that has to, even sound guys, people that love costumes, outfits, dresses. You want to do the costumes, the props. We're going to pull all that talent eventually down the line. We can pull all that talent together, and then we'll have the viewer base who can support just by simply watching whatever we create. You know what I mean? So therefore, we have our own group built in. So when we're working on a project, we have the, and I don't want to say a consumer base, we have the watchers, we have the initial fan base already in place. You know what I mean? That is why a lot of Hollywood is regurgitating shit. They're remaking stuff. They're looking for stuff for comic books. They're looking for stuff with this and that because they want fan bases that are already established. But if we have a community like that, we have one, and we're talking smaller projects, especially at first. So it's definitely conceivable, and it can function a lot better that way. We're not talking about coming out with a multi-million-dollar, you know, $100 million blockbuster. That's just not logical at all. Not unless you grew something like that over years and decades and it was massive. You know what I mean? Anyway, but yes, I will explain that down the line when we get on our own feet. Let me see this. Yeah, I will explain that definitely a little bit better. What did I miss here? BW85 with a super chat. Huge thank you for the $10 super chat. You rock. I think that's the first one of the night. I'll double check. I don't want to miss anybody and be one of those guys. Have you heard people say they believe Heath is with the Whispers? Yes, I've heard people say that. Same people who are 100% sure it was Jesus who freed Daryl. I have no real question, excuse me, for you. Just letting you know I enjoy your vids. Well, thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for the statement. Yeah, I did hear people say he is with the Whispers. Right now, I think that is 99% highly unlikely, especially if they're going to stick with a similar timeline in the comic, because that means that they're going to hold on to Heath for years, 4 years, and then it all depends on what other theories they have. Do the Whispers have Heath and there's no time skip? That's a little more believable, but then again, what are they doing all this time? Is Heath becoming a Whisperer? I don't buy that, because look at how they set up Heath. I just don't buy it. So that theory, I've heard it. I don't agree with it at all. And yeah, I'm going to rub it in faces of the people who said Jesus freed Daryl, because I ate so much shit for that. There's no way it was Jesus. There's just no way. And every time I said that, there was people like, Ronnie, you're so fucking stupid. It was Jesus, So, yeah, you fuckers are mean, some of you. I'm deleting my my Instagram account. Cinematography of the It trailer looked really promising to me. It does look promising. I definitely agree. The It clown does not look promising at all. Maybe we have to see him in action, but just the still photos, I don't see it as creepy. It's just not creepy looking. It just, I don't know. It doesn't have that same oomph about it as the old It does. I think the old It costume was silly as hell, but it's still, for some reason, it worked, This new costume, nah, it doesn't do anything for me. How laggy is this, guys? Let me know how laggy this is, because apparently I can't tell how laggy it is. Spin. Ronnie, do you come from a big family, excluding the MAPP family? Is that too personal? No, it's not too personal, and not sure. I would say yes, but then I've seen people from big families who have, like, 9 brothers and sisters. I have one brother. One brother. I got a father, lives in a different state. See him about once a year. One mother. Yeah, why that? I mean, as far as my father and mother both being alive still. I mean it that way. I made it seem like there's a chance I could have 2. Nope. You know what? People have step parents adopted. So yeah, I'm an idiot tonight. Anyway, one father biological, one mother biological, no step parents. Got a handful of uncles, handful of aunts, maybe 5, 10, between 5 and 10, give or take, and then family all around that. You just don't see each other anymore. So I would say big, but for people who have big families, it's probably not that big. No, we're a tight group of, maybe there's 20 of us, but for the immediate family, it's growing though. We got my daughter, niece, nephew, that's 3 kids, and then there's me, my brother, my sister, which would be my sister-in-law, so she's not blood sister, my brother's wife, my mother, that's all living in this state. So yeah, it's only a handful of us. You guys let me know, because now I don't know. Is that big? I thought it was big, but I guess it's not. Meerkat, will we see other people's stories in Doomsday Kingdom, or will it just be the characters you showed? Okay, I had to read that twice because I just thought off the top of my head, it was just worded funny. I thought, wait a minute, if we're seeing their story, it means I showed them, but I think you mean the ones that we put up the concept images, and no, there are a shit ton more characters than what I showed. I think I showed off Crow, which that's just the like the alias name for now, because you put out all the fake stuff and then you put out the official stuff. It's not the fake stuff, it's like the working on stuff. Anyway, Crow is the Native American girl. I have a Native American family. They play a very important role down the line, and I do that because I come from Native American descent, proudly born and raised with that. So big pride in that, and I want to incorporate more Native American into the story because they're just, they're not in shit anymore, not at all. So Yeah, there's going to be those. There's going to be group, family, different states. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're looking at least a dozen decent characters we're going to bounce around, and it's different. It's not just following one guy throughout a different story with one group. The story takes place in different states, and the collapse rolls through the states, so it's not the entire world all at once. One of the most interesting parts that I can't wait to tinker around and polish more, the family that's in a different state that communicates with the other group in the state where it starts. They know it's coming. They see it on the news, weeks go by, they know it, you know what I mean? I think that is horrifying, knowing this virus is spreading every day. It gets closer and there's nothing you can do about it. Man, that shit is terrifying. The apocalypse, I think this is probably why I am so in love with apocalypse stories, even when I was younger, because we get so reliant on the community today and how it's established, like society, not community. Our society today. The reality is, if a solar flare came and wiped out everything that's electronic, the power grid, if you read the true stories, that shit is terrifying. There's not a lot of things that terrify me. Like, I don't believe in ghosts. There's nothing scary like ghosts or monsters, or none of that scares me, even though I love the horror genre. But a solar flare or something where the power grid goes out, or some type of something that eliminates society, that is terrifying, man. What would you do from that point on? And we're not talking, oh, they'll get it up and running in a week or two. Some of those real life reports, they say that it would be devastating. It would take years to fix the grid in so many different areas. So that means you would have these main areas that get fixed within, 6 months, 7 months, 6 months, 7 months. Certain parts of society collapse to where you'll never get that back, not even nowhere near 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I mean, certain areas will stay in ruins. Tons and tons of people, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people will die. You know what I mean? That shit is terrifying. Anyway, I think that's why I love it so much. So I like to play with the ideas of capturing that real fear and putting it in Doomsday Kingdom. James Powlett, Q&A. You think the Whispers will be dumbed down when they appear on the TV show? Or do you think it will ruin the show if they do? I don't think they should be dumbed down. I don't think there's any reason for them to be dumbed down. I think if you want to make them realistic for those type of characters, make them... And there's people kind of like that now. The eccentric, they have a certain belief and they believe in it to the max. You know what I mean? Just look on YouTube. You'll find people who believe the most ridiculous things, to the fullest, as if they've seen 100% proof. Let me scroll down. We got a super chat. Let me give a shout out. Where'd it go? Oh, someone was timed out. What does that say? 300 seconds. Oh, wait a minute. Spin. What did you time Blue Boogers out for? Was it something else? Where? Let me see. Oh, alright, he's typing dumb shit. But Blue Boogers did put in New York in 1977 there was a blackout, and I don't know if it was 1977, but there was definitely in the 70s there was a blackout in New York. And I know there was talk about Fear the Walking Dead. When I was reviewing that, I remember talking about society being just shit at times. Like, when it gets desperate, they're animals, and I was applying some of that. At one part of the story, there's something that happens, and if you read Doomsday Kingdom, it's early on. Like, we're talking within the first, like, issue 4, issue 5, you're going to see something that's so horrific, and you're going to be like, there's no way people would do that as society's downfalling. That is just disgusting. Why would people do that? Yada, yada, yada. And, It has to do with violence, but it's what they do and why they do, and it's just filthy. And in New York, there was a blackout because I guess it overheated with the air conditioners because there was a heat wave, right? So many blocks, there was a blackout within minutes. Minutes. Citizens were just beating people, destroying shit, burning down shit within minutes. You know what I mean? That's real life. Like, there's certain clusters of people who are just shit people, like the people who go to these protests, and sure, maybe they somewhat believe in what they're protesting or whatever, but they just want to punch someone in the face and get away with it. There's people that get involved in these things like a blackout, protest, whatever it is. They want to break glass, they want to kick cars, they want to light shit on fire because it's fun, it's exciting, and you could be a complete rebel, a badass. It's like, it's such a departure from the restrictions of normal society that they get this insane high off of that shit, and they don't give a shit about the protests or other people or whatever. They're drunk off of that destruction, you know what I mean? So yeah, I personally believe there's a certain amount of good people that are just cool and they got their heads on straight, and then there's that other amount, I'll say a 50-50 because I believe in the law of balance. So let's say 50% of the population, they're cool people. 50% of the other 50%, you give them the right opportunity, the right circumstance, the right situation, and they're going to be a shithead. Anyway, let's scroll down. What does it mean when someone has retracted a message? Yeah, I've seen that every now and then. I think they just delete their own message. Like if they wrote something and maybe they misspelled something, maybe they want to ask a different question, or they erase it. Deanna Trader. Do you know Vatos are dead? Yes, yeah, Vatos are definitely dead. For me, they're dead. A lot of people say it's not canon, but I believe it's canon. If they go as far as to write it and film it, and then it just gets cut out because of time, that is as canon as it gets, in my opinion. Michelle Laney, what would make you valuable to society without power, gas, etc.? What could you barter or trade? I don't have any physical. Oh no, I don't know. I'm not making anything. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't have anything to barter or trade. I've worked my entire life with my hands. I am a survivalist, so you know I'm capable. So I feel like just that knowledge alone, you know what I mean? That's all I'm rocking with. Like, I don't know, I'm not a blacksmith, I don't do this, that, and a third, but like I said though, my entire life I've worked with my hands in factories doing this, that, and a third. I've been a boss, I've been a supervisor, so I'm good with leading people, or at least confident, you know, even if I'm wrong or in over my head, and I have enough smarts, and I'm humble enough to admit that and be like, listen guys, there's fucking zombies out there. And I don't know if I can tolerate that, so I'm going to go shit myself, shower, change, and then I will regain my composure, and then I will be back. But no, I don't make anything. Like, I'm not a cook or a blacksmith. I don't create, like, shoes, or, you know. Meerkat. Kayla McKinley. Oh, wait, no, those are @ signs again. Yeah, I've seen a couple comments of people like, oh, you skipped my comment. It's not going to happen that I get, it wasn't that comment. Yeah, I seen that. There's no way I can get every single comment. I looked this up afterwards, and this is disappointing. We got another super chat. I missed that one. Let me get to this in a second. There is no way I can get to the comments because, and I didn't notice, but when you post after, like when we're done going live, they actually erase all the comments on YouTube. It's gone. They erase them all and they start over. So you don't see what people write now when it's live. You see what people write after when it posts. And I looked up the analytics, and we pull in 4,000 comments per live stream at the minimum when they're up to an hour long. There was others where it was more. You know, I think we ran 2 hours the one day, 2.5 hours, and there was like 6,000 comments. There's no way I could possibly, reading them all alone without even answering them would take longer than 2 hours, you know? So for anyone saying that you're missing mine, that it's just impossible to read every single one. And I think that might be the gimmick. Let's be honest here. I think that's the gimmick of the super chat. Let's be real as shit, because I didn't invent it. YouTube did. The super chat gives the incentive to get your comments seen 100%. At first, and I will be honest, I did not know what the hell they were doing with a super chat. I was like, this is dumb. You do live stream and people just pay for your comment to be colored? That's dumb. But now that I'm doing it, and I kick myself in the ass for not understanding that concept 100%. Like, I got it before, okay, whoop-de-whoop, but now that I'm seeing it, yeah, that's 100% why they have it designed this way. But I'm going to do my best. That's not like an incentive or ransom your comments for the super chat. I will do my absolute best to find your question. But I will say, I read somebody that says, Ronnie, skip my question. And I say this 100 times. If you would have put your question immediately after that, I would have read it right there, you know? So any opportunity like that, do it. All right, so super chat, Jay Lordy. Hey, Ronnie, I love your videos. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you very much. I was wondering if you were ever going to review the Invincible comic book. Probably not. Probably not for a little bit yet. I was just about to review it. I read the hardcover volume 1. I think there's a good amount of stories in there, like 12 issues or 13 issues. There's a good chunk. And there's parts I didn't like that just ripped me out of the story. Like, every time there was violence in the first few issues, it was off screen. And it was so weird and jarring, it felt like a kid's book. The way it was colored, the way it was drawn, the way it looked, you know, and the way it hid the violence. Like, in the very first couple issues, there's someone who, I think he gets impaled by a statue. It's off screen. They show, like, reactions of people, and then later they show it, like, covered up, if I remember correctly. And I remember thinking for the first 6-7 issues, I honestly remember thinking, I think this is a children's, like a kid's comic book. And then later, when the blood comes out, I remember thinking, man, that is so awesome. They have it set up to where, and I don't know if this is on purpose, or maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe my head wasn't on right, because now it's a little foggy, but I remember thinking it was set up like it was a, like one of those everything is going to be okay, positive, you know, even the way it's drawn and colored real bright, like it's a kid-friendly comic, and then out of nowhere, it just does a 180, and it's violent, and it is bloody. That aspect, I think I appreciated the most, how it went from one extreme to the other. But when they announced that they were done with Invincible and they would finish up with another 12 issues or something like that, I remember I immediately lost interest. I don't know what it is either. That's happened a couple times where when I find out a story is only 4 comics long or a story is coming to the end, I immediately put it on the back burner. And I think it's because if I don't want a 4-issue comic. I don't want a comic that has like a definitive end at this time. A month, 6 months, a year from now, I might pick that up and be like, okay, now I have the time. I want to read the whole thing. But at this time, I don't have that extra urge to pick it up just yet. But one day I will, because I did like that first volume. Scrapbook Fashionista, designs by Rena. Oh, hey, I remember. Q&A, Ronnie, how did Shane, Lori, and Carl end up with the rest of the Atlanta crew from the camp in season 1? They showed Carol and her family, but it was shown how the rest came together. They were all stuck on the highway. If I remember correctly, when they bombed the city, they all got stuck on the highway. Now, I don't think they showed how they all linked together and left together and stayed together, but they did show everyone in our group with the RV, Carol and Shane and Lori, they all got stuck on that highway together, and I think whatever happened next is what made them stay together and then decide to form camp off to the side. And then from that point on, I guess Glenn would have ran off and ran into Rick. Who do we got? MAOT666 wants to know if I'm a fan of the Evil Dead series. Yes, I am. I'm not Yeah, I love it. There's a difference though. There's some that are like hardcore. This is the no. I think it's one of those. It is definitely fun, absolutely, but it's so silly and ridiculous that like I don't take it serious. So I would never buy like a $600 statue of something from Evil Dead or whatever. Maybe like a $20 NECA figure to put on the Blu-ray shelf, sure. But so I like it in that way, but it's limited to how much I would ever invest into it. J.M. McClinton 8. Ronnie, do you think that Negan will use Morgan's jail? If so, will he jail some of the saviors or Negan? Oh, I'm sorry. Will Rick use it? I don't know why I read Negan there. Will Rick use Morgan's jail? Yeah, I think so. Definitely. They don't put anything in a story that they're not going to use later on, so they'll definitely use that. DD Productions, are there going to be any variant covers in Doomsday Kingdom? Yeah, that does suck though how it is, because I know I read like 3 of his questions, how it's so random like that, and this does glitch out where it sends me all the way down to the bottom again. So I do feel bad that I can't get everyone's questions in, but and some people get multiple ones. But as far as variant covers, yes, Doomsday Kingdom issue 1 is going to have something that I came up with that I absolutely love. And I came up with this based on a drawing that the artist did. I told him to do the feeding post, and I meant to do it in daylight, and I think he did it in nighttime, or the vice versa, and I loved it so much, but I was like, I still want the daytime one. So I decided to do, it's called the Day and Night Variant Set. It will be 2-set variant comic that will come with the daylight feeding post, and then with the zombies eating somebody on the feeding post, and then at the nighttime with the leaves blowing in the wind, it'll just have a hand in the feeding post with like the leftover with no zombies on it. So that's the day and night variant set. And there's also other variants I want to have. I don't want to go crazy though. Maybe the first issue and maybe one for the second issue, but after that I want to chill, because I don't want to go nuts, because I've been turned off on comics, that I wanted to get into in the first, and then every issue had a couple variants, and I was like, no. Sharp Striker, Ronnie, are you excited for Star Trek Discovery? Shanique was kicking ass in the trailer. Yeah, I'm not a Star Trek fan, so I'm not excited at all. I definitely want to support her in it, though, and check it out. Maybe I do like it, because it didn't look bad. It looked pretty good. Matthew Lynch, Ronnie, you are my favorite channel on YouTube. Keep up the amazing work. What are you looking forward to the most from Season 8? You got me into reading the comics, which cannot thank you enough. That is awesome. I hear that a lot. I'm waiting for my my commission check. Yeah. Season 8, what am I looking forward to the most? I don't want to say like the battles and the wars, but that's the first thing that pops into my head. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also very curious to see how it shows up on screen. Veronica, they had Native Americans in Banshee. Oh, cool. I know what that is. I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to check it out. Danny Morales, when's Doomsday Kingdom going to be available for us? We don't have a date yet. Holy hell, Ronnie. Any idea why JDM is growing a huge beard? Somebody said he was in a commercial. They could just pop on a fake beard for that, though, so I'm not buying that. I still, unless I hear or see any other news that confirms something different, I believe they asked him to do it out of curiosity to see how quickly his beard grew in, so that way they knew an estimate for how long and whether or not they needed to get a fake beard for something coming up in Season 9. Vinny, whoa, I'm never getting that right. Do you think the show will end with Daryl dying? No. No, not at all. Deanna Trader, I squeezed over the Star Trek squealed over the Star Trek trailer. Let's go down. The girl wearing glasses. I'm currently watching MAPP on YouTube. Grey's Anatomy on Hulu. Please don't judge me. That's funny. Goonsack Steve, will you be reviewing Netflix The Punisher when it airs later this year? I might try to review that. Since it's Netflix, I can burn through and then yeah, I might try, because it's Netflix, so I can burn through some and then do a review. Also, you better be getting that John Bernthal Hot Toys. Brother, I wish. We'll see, but I had some unexpected shit pop off with my car that it's like a money pit, that son of a bitch. And it was really unexpected, so we will see. Punisher might have to wait. Judith DM, wearing glasses. But yes, eventually he will be mine. Yes, lots of you know what we're going to do for everyone who definitely wants to put in the Q&A, go to the old school Q&A first thing in your comment, because I see there's a lot of people who are also talking to each other, and that is awesome too, but I keep, for some reason, my eyes focus on the A, and then I end up without realizing it, just reading down all the questions, and I'm reading so many that are not real questions, and then I da-da-da-da. So let's just say, let's see if this helps. Q&A. I'm going to scroll down and look for a Q&A. First thing in your sentence. Bum, 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 bum. If you're asking me, if you're talking to other people, have at it. Have a blast. Brennan Thornhill. What do you think about Morales? I don't think anything about him. I think he is done. He had his time and he's done. Not a joke, but how do you feel about an appearance in Fear? No. Or a webisode? No. And Tobin's being family. Wait, what? Tobias, okay, being family. No, and no. Just no. Morales had his shine in season 1. He's gone. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so we're scrolling down here now, so we're probably going to pass some. Trevor Wenger, I almost dropped this on my damn foot. Q&A, Michael Cutlet said recently he would have liked Abe to go out in the early parts of All Out War, taking out a bunch of saviors in a blaze of glory type deal. Thoughts? I agree with him. I've been saying for a long time, some of you could go back, and I've been saying that since, shit, at least season 5. At least season 5. Honeybees. I think I deleted my question, laugh out loud, but my Q&A is, why was nothing said, done about Rick being shot less than a foot away by Jadis in the season finale? It's The Walking Dead. They don't care about gunshot and realism with that. And that does disappoint me, because injury consistency is something that just bothers the shit out of me. Consistency on a whole is something that bothers the shit out of me. People with haircuts show up the next season, even if it's only like hours apart in their world, and the hair is like an inch or two different, and it just drives me freaking nuts. Marathon it and look at Carl's hair. Marathon it even from 6 and 7 and look at Dwight's hair. And then you look at the injury for Daryl. I mean, how many of them have gotten injured, and the injury didn't do shit except for Rick, you know, and I feel like they only had him injured when the governor beat his ass because it was in the comic, you know what I mean? And it just frustrates me, because in the comic, him and Carl were limping like that walking, so they brought that to life rather well. They did that good, you know, but fuck. We had a blackout before 9/11. I don't know who you're talking about, but yes, New York did have... There's a lot of blackouts all over the U.S. Different times, different reasons too. Something as simple as just things overheating, like for the heat wave, air conditioners running and all that other shit gets fried out. But I was just referring to one in specific that I read an article where they said it was in New York, and it was immediately after, and it was just shit. See, here's another. JMCC Clinton 8. I'm reading it for the second time. Ronnie skipped my comment, and if you would have put your comment that I skipped right after that, I would have seen it right now. If I could slap you, I would. Real talk. Melissa B. Hey Ronnie, do you think The Walking Dead did enough to prevent season 7 premiere spoilers? No. In my honest opinion, no. Not at all. Wait, what the fuck? And it was Sean, I live in New York, and it was wild, the blackout. I liked it and stayed with candles days after, cause it was nice. Yeah. There was a storm, I remember one time, and I don't know if this would happen today. Am I out of touch with reality? Maybe, if it was like a big storm like Katrina, obviously some crazy shit, but I remember there was a flood when I was like 11. We went a whole week without, and the flood didn't hit us, but the way it hit, we lost power for a whole week, and I remember it sucked because you still had to go to school and shit. Because the school, the way they picked you up, it was still a good distance away. I remember that sucked, man. Anyway, just flashbacks. My PTSD is driving me. Hey, Ronnie, we be reviewing Netflix Punisher series. I'm seeing a lot of these similar comments. Let me scroll down. Somehow the comments are repeating. I don't know how. All right, I'm down at the very bottom. Let's do this. OGGIE Boogie. Q&A. Is it hot in your house? Inconsistency bothers the fuck out of... Is it hot in my house? No, it's not. I got the air conditioning on. Bothers the fuck out of me in The Walking Dead, but always have the comic. That comment was way back. Kyle Nelson. The worst is how Carl still shoots right-handed with his right eye out. I don't know. I still feel like... No, probably. No, I'd probably shoot. I'm ambidextrous, so I don't give a fuck. That's the right word, right? I say that right? You never get a chance to use that word, so I don't know if I said that right. Michelle Laney, you are about 15 minutes behind on comments. I don't know why. That is a new comment. I keep clicking the blue arrow, taking me down to the new comments. Your comment is new, and there's supposed to be a 30-second delay, and I see it on my screen. There's a 30-second delay, but for whatever reason, I'm not getting the comments new. So if there is a delay in comments, guys, bear with me here. Something YouTube is doing. We got a super chat, got to support Ashley Estrada. Thank you very much, hon. I really appreciate that. How did you do the heart? I suck at life. I don't know how to do all this cool shit you guys do. Did you do that on your phone? I think you did that on your phone, right? There's no options on a computer to do that, is there? Nick, thank you, though, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Nick, Q&A, do you think the comic is too slow-paced? An issue a month and stuff like the Savior attack is being spread out over months? No. Nick, try to comment again. How long have you been reading comic books for, though? Not a ridiculous question. I want to see something here. How long have you been reading comics? Let us know. James Pallett, Ronnie, what's your favorite season that you like to rewatch in The Walking Dead and why? To rewatch, probably season 1. There's just something about it, man. There's just something about it. DD Productions, have you read the new comic Redneck? It's pretty good. No, that's about the vampires. I haven't read that yet. Funberry, who do you think will die in the season 8 mid-season finale of The Walking Dead? Season 8 mid-season finale? What did I just predict? I predicted a loss, right? Like a beatdown from the kingdom. I don't think we need a main character death. I think a loss in battle is enough. So right now, at this time, I don't think we need a death at that point in time. David Negan. Do you think Eugene will be the one to hand Negan over to Rick at the end of the war? No, I don't think so. Walker J. Vids. Zombieland. Yes or no? Zombieland 2, yes or no? Sure, why not? That's a silly one, so that one's fun, you know. Cosborn 86, are you gay? Nope. Wait, where were you during 9/11? I was actually sleeping. I got woken up. Where was I? I was at my mom's house. Well, my mom and dad at the time. 9/11. Was that 2001, right? Yeah, I think I was in high school. No. Yes. No. Hi. Yeah. Fuck, it's been a long time. I was sleeping, and then they woke me up with the first plane. Thought it was an accident, I think. And then we watched the second plane live. And then I went and bought a car. One of my favorite cars, too. I think I took like $3,000 up. I was saving up and bought a Chevy Cavalier. Black. Loved it. and then the son of a bitch of a best friend of mine rolled the fucker. Almost killed me. I talked about that real quick in a video before. The probably one of the scariest. I don't know how I didn't shit my pants, man. My left half of the body went out the side window, and I could feel my legs getting air as it rolled. And then when the car hit the concrete again, I felt my shoes click clack off the pavement, and then my feet would catch air, and it would go all quiet, and then it would hit on the pavement. My feet would tap on the pavement, and then when I was done, because it rolled down a whole hill, so it was crazy nuts. I didn't get cut in half. Afterwards, though, when I was washing all the blood and shit off, because the one dude, he got fucking, like scalped him, right? His dreads, it was a black dude, his dreads were hanging down. We thought it was brains, it was insane. But I looked at my boots afterwards, my Timbs, and they were all scuffed up from rolling on the pavement. It was nuts. I got video of that, because I used to video record everything. The Walking Dead Junkie, are you pumped for the new Predator movie? I talked about this the other day. I was, until I saw pictures. The Predator masks look outstanding. The Predators working with the humans side by side looks fucking ridiculous. No. And I know it's like that in the whole Predator lore, with the comic books and the AVP and all this other da-da-da-da-da. No, I want something more like Predator. I don't want anything more like AVP. No. Fuck no. I would take a movie with no human characters, predators hunting down bad predators. I would watch that for an hour and a half. I don't need no humans, you know. Okay, yes, give us humans, but you know what I mean. If people lost power right now, chaos would ensue. We are still a spoiled society. We wouldn't know how to start a fire from scratch. A lot of people probably, yeah, definitely. Carlos Cordero. Hey Ronnie, are you excited for The Last of Us reveal at E3? Oh, I'm always excited for anything The Last of Us. Epic Zombie Killer. Hey Ronnie, are you excited for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3? I'm okay, kind of excited. Alright, it glitched me down to the thing. Let me see. Is this the very newest question that you guys see? Melissa B. Q&A, are you single? Yes, and that is on choice. I said that like it was desperate. Yes, I'm single, but it's okay because I want to be. Yeah. I'm career-orientated right now, doing that. Plus, I don't like bringing chicks around my daughter, so once she got old enough to the point where she noticed, had to put an end to that. But I'm single right now because I want to get the company off the ground, the business going, and then I'll worry about dating. It's just, for me personally, dating's just a waste of time right now. Robert Gillian, do you think Rick can physically fight? Dumb question, but every time he fights, he gets his ass handed. Besides Tyrese. I think he's okay. I don't think he's like Jet Li or nothing. Let me see. Have you played Call of Duty Zombies? Oh, I played that way back in the day. I don't play it now, though. Epic Zombie Killer. Hey, Ronnie, Friday the 13th game. Are you excited? Yes, I am. Listen, I lost a lot of faith in the gaming industry and Hollywood in general, so I'm excited at the potential for these games, but at no point in time do I feel like any of these games or movies are going to be the newest, most awesomest thing in the world, you know? I'm excited, but I don't think it's going to be that fantastic. I'll be honest with you. It'll probably be a cool thing to burn a few hours of your time, you know what I mean? I am Salt. Ronnie, loving the channel. Is there any other Walking Dead channels you would recommend? Oh, we'll have to get into that. I don't want to leave anyone out, but there's a handful that make some pretty good shit. Danny Morales. Here's a weird thing with The Walking Dead, though. Maybe, like, when I first started the channel, I was real interested in seeing other people's opinions on The Walking Dead, but I just got sick of that. I think it's been, like, a good year. I don't even check in with other people. Even other content creators that I like I personally like the content creator, I just don't check in. I just don't care. And it's been like that strong for all of Season 7. I just don't care what other people think about The Walking Dead. I don't care about the theories or the opinions or whatever. I find myself leaning towards Predator and other movies and other like the Aliens and da-da-da-da. Even ideas for Friday the 13th before that was being canceled, and I'm looking up other stuff as far as like gaming and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if like Season 7 just wore me down or what, but I haven't looked in a while. Walking Dead for Life. What is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? It's been a while since I marathoned them all. I think it was like part 3 back in the day, wasn't it? Danny Morales. Besides Doomsday Kingdom and your YouTube channel, should we be looking forward to some new projects? Yeah, not, yeah, definitely, but no, don't look forward to them because there's projects I have, but some of them, some of the main ones, like 2018, no, I'm sorry, 2019 and then 2020, there's some of the most important main ones, but there's a lot of little things coming now between them, but I don't have anything that's a project per se, like the comic coming, you know what I mean? Like that type. I have a few different video ideas that would be little mini projects, but yeah, nothing like comic wise. Yeah, that's the latest question. Okay, so we're kind of caught up. Let's try to burn through some of these since we're kind of caught up. Matthew Lynch. Hey, Ronnie, do you feel like they did a good job showing how much Glenn's death affected the survivors? I feel like it wasn't done well compared to the comics. I think they did a good job. I think there's always a little bit of room in season 7 to do a little bit more. And again, I mean, you could have taken what is the title? Spear. I keep wanting to say Spear. Swear. Swear is an hour-long episode, or I think it was even extended. You could have done everything you needed to do in 20 minutes. You know, no bullshit. Just, oh, here's a new community. They fed you. Get your ass out of there. Da-da-da. You could have even wrote it a little bit better to make it to where, take out the gunfight. You don't need a damn gunfight. It was stupid anyway. That was one of the worst decisions in all of The Walking Dead Season 7. Oh, we want this character who can't die to get shot at with all these different guns by all these different people who have automatic guns, bullets flying everywhere. But remember, the character can't die, can't get shot. One of the worst decisions. Somebody in the writer's room should have stood up and said, do you understand how pathetic this makes that group look? Even the way they filmed it. I might even blame, yeah, it doesn't matter. But you could have chop that apart, and there's 40 minutes now worth of screen time. You could have done a 10-minute scene about Glenn's death and how it affected the group. That's how I see it, you know. Joe Cool, since the Heapsters' motto is we take, we don't bother, will they try to bail on their agreement with Negan? That is definitely possible. Would Negan slaughter them or not even bother since Rick is his main objective? That's the thing. I don't even think, if Negan took a loss and then he got like a win, and then the trash troopers said we're out of here, or maybe they just bounced, Negan would be pissed and he would put him on the back burner. But if they joined up or whatever it may be, I don't think he has enough time to go ahead and jump on that, you know. Manu Q&A. Why is Hilltop, Alexandria, Woodbury in the forest and Studs Ergo far away from society? Wait, hold on. Hilltop, Alexandria, and Woodbury in the forest and Sturds Ergo far away from society? Wait, what? I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe it's the way I'm reading it, but I'm trying to get a couple of the serious questions. I see a couple of joke ones, but I skipped those. So if you said a joke question, I skipped it. No offense, but I'm out of here, bro. Raiders Cat. How would you remix Shiva's death? Every animal's killed off by being surrounded by zombies. So I would have her get shot. I wouldn't do the zombie thing. I would have her get shot off the top of my head again, too. I might go to bed, wake up, and think, that was dumb. I will do this instead. But the zombies thing seems like it would be problematic in a number of different ways. You know, believability, the CGI. Have a moment where Shiva is just, you know, tearing shit up, and she's, you know, really a help to the survivors. Ezekiel's about to get away. They're just about to make their getaway, and then we hear the sniper crack. You can even set up the sniper getting ready to take the shot. You hear that sniper crack, and maybe a little thud on Shiva. She whimpers, falls down a little bit. Ezekiel turns around, grabs her. She's still going, you know. It's just like a thump, and then she still goes. Maybe makes it a safe distance away, but now she's limping, and then Ezekiel realizes, oh, she definitely got hit. Before, he was like, you know, maybe she got hit in the arm or grazed or whatever, because how quickly she recovered after the limp. Maybe it wasn't as bad, but then once they get clear, he looks, and it's definitely a bad thing, and it's something where maybe it grazed a heart, grazed an artery, where it's slowly gets to her. And I know It's difficult to do in movies because in movies people think if you get shot in the heart, near the heart, in this, in that, it is instant. It isn't in fact instant. Sometimes people get shot, you know, in a vital area and it takes them 30, 40 seconds to bleed out, sometimes a minute and a half. Once they bleed out, everything just goes limp and they're done. And I know sometimes on TV that just doesn't come off the right way. It's not as realistic because obviously if you get hit in a vital area, you're done right from the gate. But I would like that. And then he's trying to edge her on to get her somewhere, maybe to a vet, and you know he's crying, her eyes are fading, she's falling down, getting more limp, and she's so heavy he can't just pick her up and carry her, and then something like that. Make an emotional scene like that, as opposed to getting ripped apart by zombies. I would prefer something. Well, then again, it's difficult with CGI and him next to the tiger, but I would take touching and heartbreaking over zombies, with Shiva especially. Absolutely. Robert Gillian, what kind of new villain in The Walking Dead would you like to see on the show, not seen in the comics? Type of new villain. I crack my back. I have no idea. Type of new villain in The Walking Dead would you not like to see? Even if I came up with an amazing idea, I'd probably want to just keep it for my own comic, to be honest. But new villain for The Walking Dead, I think it's about time we see somebody in a military position, not overboard the generic usual zombie, you know what I mean, but somebody who was in a bunker, resources are running low, now they got to come out, and their idea is to claim that they have official authority over everyone else because they were in the position, and everyone else needs to now surrender their stuff against them. But no, that's a dumb villain. Scratch that. That's stupid. I don't like that idea. Melissa B, what current storyline? I'm gonna think about that. I come up with a cool villain. I'll let you know. Melissa B, what current storyline would you want to drop? Drop? You mean like on the show? Nothing. Everything that's coming, I love. Lexi Ann, did I miss updates on your comic? I just graduated nursing school, now trying to catch up. No, it's coming. Within the next month, we will be releasing the first issue, and then we'll have. I'm going to advertise it after every single video. Trust me, I will advertise it because that's, you know, I got to advertise my project. That's my baby. Let's scroll down some. Okay, Manu asked, I mean, why is Woodbury Hilltop and Alexandria far away from the city? Well, that's because the city is just one huge, massive clusterfuck of zombies. Imagine the city, that many people dying, it is filled. And if zombies hear noises and come after you, like, look what happened with Herschel's farm. That was out of the city, and those walkers still formed a herd and found their way on the Herschel's farm, you know? So it makes sense. You don't want to keep them near the city when you have shit like that, you know? That's how I see it. I could be wrong. Go Mets. Have you ever watched Lost? Yes, I did. I really enjoyed it as I watched it, but once it closed, I realized the writers just had no fucking clue how they were going to end it, so it sucks. I love it still. I enjoyed it. It was one of the TV shows I enjoyed a lot when I was watching. Like termites on Lost was probably one of the very first shows that had me geeking out, you know what I mean? Because before that, I was just a crack dealer. Next thing you know, I'm like geeking out with actual I'm just kidding. Before that, you know, I didn't talk to people and geek out about TV shows. I did with movies like Terminator, stuff like that. But, you know, maybe my best friend or my brother, I'd mention something real cool, you know what I mean? But I didn't talk about theories or predictions or break things down. And I wasn't analytical, you know, I wasn't analyzing shit until Lost came. And then I did a little bit, touched my foot in the water a little bit. And then when The Walking Dead came out, then I was like, I'm going full nerd, bro. Where we got? Like termites on your soul. How do you think Gregory's storyline will play out? Yeah, he's going to be a thorn in the side of progress for the survivors in our community. And then I'm hoping that turns very even more problematic as the seasons go on, as far as being a thorn in Maggie's side specifically. Epic Zombie Killer, do you think the Last of Us movie will be good? I don't know. We haven't seen anything about it yet, but I want it to be good. I mean, I really want it to be good. Nerdy79, Shiva's comic death made me cry like when Artax, is that it? Dies in Never Ending Story. It's been a long time since I've seen that. James Palette, Q&A, do you think there are too many communities in the show now? No, not at all. We don't have to follow all the communities and stuff, so I'm not bothered by it. Who's this? Honeybees. How did that comment get doubled like that? Walking Dead for Life. Do you think we will get the Whispers at the end of Season 8? I hope not. Will they wait till Season 9 because there is a time jump after All Out War, time jump between the seasons? If they do the time jump, they can't show the Whispers unless they show something completely separate. You know what I mean? Like the camera pans out to an open field and we see something. My problem with that, though, the Whispers must remain a secret. That's the entire point. Robert Kirkman did not bring the Whispers on with a hint of them being Whispers. You know, he brought it on like this was a regular group of walkers. And then he dropped a hint of something from a third, party source, hearsay. And that's the genius of the Whispers. So for anyone at all thinking or wanting a hint of the Whispers, like a real hint that, oh, that's something like the Whispers in Season 8 before they get to the Whispers storyline, I am just so strongly against it. I can't even put it into words. That is something I do not like, do not want. Me personally, though, you can feel something different if you want. Worldwide Hip Hop. Seen you missed my other question. Simple one. Sons of Anarchy or The Sopranos. I'm picking Sons of Anarchy because at least that had an ending. The Sopranos, that was my shit. I remember I was working my ass off. Had this one job, hard work, right? Heavy lift and all that shit. And long hours, too. Long hours. And I remember I binged the shit out of that. I'd go to Blockbuster. I'd get the VHS tapes, or maybe it was DVDs. Yeah, it was DVDs or VHS. I don't know. Bring it. Yeah, it's got to be DVDs. Bring it home, and I would just binge watch like a son of a bitch. Yeah, it was DVDs. Yeah, I love that shit. But, again, the ending of it's so crap that I would pick Sons of Anarchy as a better series. Goonsack Steve. I think The Sopranos, though, had a really strong writing, though. If they didn't flub some of the later seasons and then the finale, they probably would have gave it a run for its money. Goonsack Steve. With Game of Thrones, do you have a favorite character? And also, any quick predictions for the character going into the new seasons? Quick predictions for that character. I think my favorite character is Jon Snow. And my prediction would be as generic, just like everyone else, He leads the good side, probably connects with Dany, and they fight the Lannisters and then the White Walkers, I'm Salt. At this time, I only watch you, but I haven't looked for any other channels. Are you open to working with other Walking Dead YouTubers after moving? Maybe me if I start one. Yeah, I'm definitely... Listen, for anyone who's new, though, I have one harsh recommendation, and I don't care if this makes me sound like an ass. I'm not going to work with anyone who just starts a channel and says, hey, I did 1 or 2 videos, and that is simply because I don't want to waste my time working with someone who's going to get bored in a month or 2 from now. And I don't care how mean that sounds. If somebody wants to make a video and then they get bored in 6 months and they never come back to their YouTube channel, there's no way I want to waste my time. And I'm not talking about people who want to come on here and make it a business. If you just have fun with it and you're like, dude, I want to do this as something in, even if it's like, I'm going to do this for a couple years, even if it's just to have fun, that I definitely will support. But I could not justify doing something for someone who wanted to be like, well, I'm going to start, because I've got so many that were like, oh man, let's do a collab, this, that, and the third, and be like, all right, let me see your thing. Maybe we'll work on a certain structure, what kind of style you have. Maybe we can do some clowning around or a skit. And they're like, well, I have never done any content. This will be the first. And it's like, I want people that are serious. And again, I don't care if that makes me sound like a dick, because I will feel like I wasted all my time. So if you get something up and running in a few months, you know what I mean? Show me that you're doing something, you're serious about it, and we will collab. But yeah, there's some people I want to collab with. That is definitely cool. And if I get the internet situation rock solid, I would want to collab with as many people as I could, as long as it was interesting. Holy shit, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Melissa B, do you think Lost parallels The Walking Dead in a couple characters like Rick and Morgan, Jack and Luck? I've never thought about that, to be honest. It never dawned on me. Maybe, but no, I never thought so. Envified? How am I not reading that right? What do you think was the best executed death in The Walking Dead? By the way, I'm liking the content. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much. The best executed death. What do you guys think? What was your best executed death? We're talking as far as shock and how it fit the story and everything on a whole. Sophia. I picked that for a couple of reasons. I know there's a lot of people who aren't going to pick that, because normally I would pick something, because I love the gore, the shock, the awe. Like Glenn, that was like, it was gorific, it was awesome, it was so cool. You know, a character I love. A lot of people are going to pick characters they love, you know what I mean? Sophia was just a background character, especially for what on the show, for what little she had. But that death, it is one of the most memorable moments for me as a fan of this show. For everything, and again, I think it has to do a lot with being so focused on Shane and totally forgetting about this damn kid they've been looking for. They were looking for her for so long, it became a joke in the fan base about looking for her. And I'd have to pick that. The best executed, and again, that's because I'm picking it because I wasn't spoiled beforehand. I think it was written wonderfully well. I think it did something amazing and had some amazing chemistry between Rick and Shane, and that was a very important build-up for the end of the season and all throughout season 2. And I think that sent an awesome message throughout the entire group at that point in time. Like, even Shane, he had to look down. He couldn't even look up. And it was Rick who stood up to put Sophia down. I thought that was one of the best scenes. So that's my pick. Epic Zombie Killer. Hey, Ronnie, what are your thoughts on HBO announcing a Game of Thrones spinoff? Yeah. I don't know. I hope it's good. If it's good, it's good. But that's my reaction. Meh. Worldwide hip hop. Wait, where's the Q&A? There we go. Cosborn. What are you doing? Wait, what are you doing other than YouTube? That's difficult. You mean like everyday stuff besides work, or do you mean like project-wise? If that's what you mean, you got the YouTube channel, the comic book, obviously, the website. I'm also starting up the other stuff like the VidMe is the backup account, and other stupid little side stuff like that with the merchandise. But I would like to get it to where we have our own in-house merchandise and we're creating our own designs and stuff like that. But if that's what you mean, like, well, on the business side of things, I think the move and the map upgrades and the new content and the comic especially, that needs to be my main focus right now. Anything outside of that, especially work, like picking up a job out, like, to me that shit just isn't even important. Like, you go, you work, you get paid, you come home, that's it. I don't care about any other job outside of that, because I have my goal of what I want to do and what I want to build. Epic Zombie Killer. I feel like I'm reading that name a lot. Hey, Ronnie, are there any characters in The Last of Us that you found really annoying? Yeah, the dude with his brother Sam, I think. And I think that's only because he left them to die, which I get it. He was scared. He was trying to save his little brother and all that. But yeah, I felt him kind of annoying. But other than that, it was very little too. I don't know. What about you? What did you pick? Patricia, how long do you think Daryl and Dwight can both exist together? It seems they have highlighted him and everything. I would rather see Dwight's comic book arc than them force Daryl into it. I think I answered this actually a week ago. I'm good with both of them lasting. For me, they don't interfere in each other's stories. If they start to interfere in each other's stories, then it's a problem. And I want them to, remedy that. But for me, I don't know. It's not bothering me. It's not bothering me like it is you, so I'm good with it. How do I say that? Michaela Wagner Wagoner. I hope I got that right. Have you watched Into the Badlands? If so, what do you think about it? No, I tried it and it just was not for me. Absolutely not. I don't know. Some people say they like it, but I can't. Ronnie, thank you for answering my question. You're so adorable. Oh, thank you very much. You have an adorable screen name. Termites on your soul. Noah's death was more brutal than Glenn's death. James Powlett, yeah, Noah's death was brutal as shit. I did like that. I did. That's another one. I would put that on the list as one of the best executed, because that was executed well. It was predictable, sure, yeah, but how he died was not predictable at all. Noah dying around that point in time was definitely predictable, because his only purpose was to get them to Alexandria, or to that area, obviously, and that was the only purpose, which was kind of surprising because they already had that, which was going to be Eugene, but they decided to split the story up, send them on some bullshit side mission that really didn't go anywhere, and then they linked back together, and then they used the Beth story to connect with Noah's story, which brought them back to where Eugene would have taken them anyway. So, see, there's some stuff like that. Even though I like self-help, it's pointless. They could have just cut out the Beth the Noah shit, even though Noah's a cool death. Cut out the self-help stuff. They could have had either more stuff or added to what they had, and then they would have gotten to Alexandria all the same. Whatever. What do we got here? I've seen someone write American Gods. I gotta check that out. They sell it on Amazon, I think. I'm gonna go look at it. Tim Elf. Ronnie, have you checked out American Gods yet? And what do you think about the last episode of The Leftovers? Frasier. Laugh out loud. The Leftovers starting to piss me off. The Leftovers is doing the split episode shit like The Walking Dead. You got, first episode, it has everybody. It sets it up. What everyone's doing, it revisits after a time skip. Second episode is all about the dad. Third episode is all about the main character and his girlfriend. Fourth episode is all about the pastor guy, and it's such a... I just don't fucking care. It was just them on a boat, and it felt like it didn't even connect to the main story. It was him just talking to some guy who was calling himself God, and just, I fucking don't care, man. I like The Leftovers. I really enjoy it, but for this being the last season, the first 4 episodes, only one of them I felt actually has something to do with the frickin' plot. But still, the scenes, the acting, the way it's filmed, it's really well done. I feel like, again, this David Lindelof guy, maybe I just don't vibe with his type of storytelling, but I feel like he's trying to make this shit seem like it is, geniusly convoluted, and, it's so smart that people can't get it. I think he does it on purpose as a way, like a gimmick in his career. Write stuff that seems like it's so genius and it has a deep meaning, but in reality it's a bunch of weird fucking shit that has some loose connective tissue, and that's about as deep as it gets, It's as deep as a kid's swimming pool. Anyway, Melissa B. Ronnie, I could do some merch design, graphic tees and whatnot. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what kind of ideas you got. Veronica Dread. Leftovers is the best show on TV nowadays. Oh, and I just shit talked it for a minute. I still really enjoy it. Like, I still really look forward to Sunday. But I'm fucking telling you right now, I want more to happen. And I hope it's not some predictable shit, because anyone watching The Leftovers, do you see how they're building that building? Alright, they're building the building, and we saw that building in the flash forward where the main character's girlfriend was old and the girl asked him about the you know what I mean? Like, I hope it's not predictable going in that direction, if you know what I mean. I don't want to put any spoilers here, but I don't know. I hope they do something different other than that flash forward, because whatever. Michelle Laney, again, just trying to get your attention. Do you think Michonne will get prego? No, I don't think so. Have you ever watched the TV series Spartacus? And I'm saying only no because at this time, I don't think it does anything for the story. It doesn't make the story any better. It doesn't add any story to the story. It adds nothing. They have with the baby comes complications that is just, it's filler complications. You get the baby, you got medicine, you know, all the stuff to keep the baby healthy when you're pregnant, and then once you have the baby, all the stuff to take care of the baby. Babies make a lot of noise. You got to find out zombies as they come. Are there time skips? What would be the point? Right now, I feel like it doesn't add anything. And if you're talking a comic, it definitely doesn't add anything. Maybe it adds mystery as to who knocked her up. Spin 2020. Ronnie, have you checked out the radio transmission series on AMC YouTube channel? They are part of Fear the Walking Dead. I've seen that go up, but I am just not interested in that. I listened to a couple. It links stories together of someone who was looking for help, and then someone like a boyfriend, girlfriend, but I don't know. It just didn't interest me. Scott Gavi. And again, it just flickered and went all the way down, so I know I'm going to skip some questions. I don't mean to. It's just how YouTube is set up right now. It's not 100% smooth. Yell at YouTube. Funberry. What is your favorite episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 1? My favorite episode of that? It's probably got to be the finale. Stuff is actually happening. Yeah, definitely the finale. Definitely. Melissa B. Ronnie, can you please say hello to my 9-year-old daughter, Scarlett? It would... As I burp like a jerk. I was going to curse, but you said your 9-year-old daughter, so you mean like now or later? What's she doing up? It's 11 o'clock at night. Go to bed, Scarlett. Just kidding. Hello. My daughter's probably up right now driving her grandmother nuts anyway. I know how you feel. I feel your pain. Watch, she's in a different area where the time zone's at a normal time and I'm just being a jerk. Veronica, they said ending won't answer any major questions. I hope you're not talking about the leftovers because I really hope not. I will be pissed. There's no point in doing a show if you're not... There's no point in doing a show like that if you're not going to answer at least some questions. There's just no point. There's absolutely no point. I love ambiguous shit that gets your brain going, but when the main underlining... the whole friggin' show is ambiguous. That's where I draw the line, and I'm like, just no. Chris Rambo, Ronnie Q&A. Who do you think would win in a fight between Rick and Morgan? I don't care. Scott Garvey, Q&A. How do you think Morgan will die? Well, they're going to a war, so he's either going to die by getting bit or getting shot or stabbed. Ashley, all right, take care, Ashley. Oh, shit, it's 3 a.m. Oh, you got to be up at 3 a.m., 3:45. Ouch. I remember those days. Katie Gat H. Ronnie, Negan a rapist? Question mark. During last season, some female fans went out of their way calling Negan a rapist because he coerces his wives into having sex with him. I want to hear your thoughts. Yeah, I said we were going to do a video on this, but to be honest, I got so busy, and then there was just a cluster of chicks that I'm hoping have left the channel since now because they just went nuts with shit like that. If you think Negan is a rapist, that is fine, you know? But if you are just unwilling to hear other people's opinions on it, that again is not fine. If I don't think Negan's a rapist, that does not make me a literal rapist in real life. That type of mentality is ridiculous, and we brought that up. That's the type of mentality I was hearing. Especially for TV shows. This is nice to talk about and to debate. It doesn't mean it spills over into real life and I say, well, if Negan did that in real life, you know, I would go play patty cake with him and say, hey, you know, I'll flip a coin for one of your wives. Not at all. But anyway, is Negan a rapist at this point in time? From what I've seen, no. I am harsh when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to women that take the easy way out to get something better in life. All those women, Negan's wives, from what we've seen, they are living better than the people living in the general population because they choose to have sex and provide other services. They made a choice. There's women in the general population, they are surviving in a shithole. You know why? Because they are choosing not to have sex with Negan for stuff. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. If we find proof that they do any other type of thing, and I know before anyone says, oh, well, he held that over the girl's head about getting medicine for her mother, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, sure, you can use that. Again, There is medicine. This is a totally different world in the apocalypse. Shit is rough. You know, back in the day, people died for a lot of different reasons because the medical advancements weren't there, and yet this, that, and the third. But Negan made a deal. This girl was, they needed a lot of medicine. Negan made a deal. My wives want for nothing. You know, you be my wife, you get all the medicine you want. That is a deal, and I know it's a grimy deal. I admit all day, but to me, that is not rape. That doesn't cross the line of rape or coercion, all that other shit. If we see more that gives us more the facts and more of it shines more of a light onto it, I'm definitely willing to change my mind if we see more. But from what we see right now, I do not call that rape. Is it grimy? Yeah. I wouldn't run a community where I held shit over people's heads. No. I would run a community more like the Survivors. But people are putting in work, definitely, you know. Anyway. You guys let me know what you think. You guys let me know if we want to do that video on Negan being a rapist or not. We still might, but you let me know. What do we got? I don't think he's a rapist. No, I don't think either. Razorian Buck. Razorian Buck. What do you think about using walkers as a source of renewable energy? Tell me how, and then I will answer your question. Raiders Cat. Since Alpha is the first woman villain, do you think the writers will make a woman character like Carol more prominent in their storyline? I don't see how you're making that connection. Since Alpha is the first woman villain, well, not in the comic. With show, we've already been there technically with Dawn, even though that wasn't really like straight out villain. But since Alpha is the first woman villain, do you think the writers will make a woman character like Carol more prominent in the storyline? I don't see how you're making that connection. It could be me trying to read it. I don't know. I don't see what connection you're making there, but I would say no. Carol's already predominant in the storyline. She didn't play a big part because her storyline took her out of the action for a while. Joe Cool, what do you think the limited Blu-ray box set will be for Season 7? A bloody Lucille, Shiva, Winslow Walker. Here's the thing. I don't think it can be a Winslow Walker. I wish it was, but I don't think it can be because that happened too far back. They almost always take what comes in the premiere. Think about it. They have, the premiere, and then the Tree Walker was something. No, was that the premiere? Anyway. For Season 2, it was the RV Zombie. That was the very first episode of Season 2. For Season 3, it was the Head Tank. That wasn't the first season, but McFarlane Toys knew that was coming because of the comic book, and it's obvious with the Governor. So that gets a pass. Season 4 was the Tree Trunk. That was when Herschel and Carl went in the premiere, I think, or maybe the second episode. So, again, it's early in the season. So was the Governor's Fish Tank. That was early in the season. 5 was the Melted Walkers. That came 5 episodes in, 6 episodes in, so that was the latest. Plus, we got that release the latest as well. It was delayed, and then 6 was the Walker in the Truck, which was the first episode. So I'm guessing it has to be in the first half, no matter what. The Winslow Walker was not in the... Wait, it was in the first half? I don't know now. Anyway, it's always a Walker, which leads me to believe it has to be a Walker again now, and I just don't know. I don't know. Winslow would be cool. I think that would be cool. And I'll wait an extra 6 months for a Winslow Walker. You guys, put some ideas down. What do you think would be something really cool, man? I keep seeing everyone's asking if Comic Negan is better than the show. We did that on yesterday's Q&A. We talked all about that. But I don't know how else to answer that. I picked Comic Negan. It's a tight race, but Comic Negan. Joe Cool, what do you think the limited... Okay, so we're back here. That's as far as it'll let me go. That's the new questions where we're at. Epic Zombie Killer, that just came in. Hey Ronnie, who's better, Comic Negan or TV Negan? I don't know why so many people are asking this. We covered this yesterday. Comic Negan, if you want to hear my reasons, you're going to have to watch yesterday's video. But a hint, it has a lot to do with the size and then the cursing. And we have a only Elisa, did I say that right? A super chat only, Elisa W. Love your work, Ronnie. Question: how many seasons do you think The Walking Dead will last and still be good? Ooh, there we go. I think it will last for at least 10 seasons, 10 to 12. But how many will it last and still be good? I think if they find the best way to merge the blended episodes and the split episodes into the perfect amount equally, I think they can have it still be good for at least 10, 11 seasons. Absolutely. And I think it depends on how dedicated the cast and crew are. The people who are the money men, they are going to go 20 seasons if they can. Absolutely. But for me, it all matters on the main cast, If by season 15, everyone from the main cast is gone and we have an all-new cast, chances are I'm gone too. Because at that point in time, it seems like that's something they're doing just for the money, The way the story's set up, I woke up with Rick Grimes and entered this world. I'm leaving when he does. You know what I'm saying? So, but will it still be good? I think there's a ton of potential with the Whisperer storyline. So that's season 9, season 10-ish, depending on how much of it spills over, if any. So, since we don't know what's coming up after that, I think it has the potential to stay good. But then again, it might not. It could drop right after season 9. AMC could be so... Listen, this is possible. AMC might actually be cheap. And season 8 might end up being a total bomb, which would break my heart. Because All Out War is... That is something a lot of us have said they've been saving up the money for it, or not saving up, but they've been chilling with budget, and maybe they'll give it a bigger budget since it's The Walking Dead. I mean, for crying out loud. I've talked about the budget issues anyway yesterday, but yeah, I don't know. Scrolling issue fixed. Well, let's see. We're going to scroll down now and find out. Thank you very much for the super chat, though. I really appreciate that, and I hope I answered your question good enough. Joe Cool retracted a message. I wonder why, you little punk bastard. I'm kidding. Addison, hey Ronnie, do you think that Aaron could get the Nicholas death from the comics in season 8? Yeah, I think he could. Not sure if he will, though. I see Aaron pulling through a little bit longer than All Out War, so right now I'm going to say no. I think they got enough going on with him. They will only kill him if they are, maybe if they don't have anyone else on the chop block that would be, that wouldn't interfere with the story's progression. You get what I mean? But I don't know. I see him getting more storyline after the war. Jeffrey Guy, I hear the new up-and-coming Ben Affleck Batman movie, that main antagonist is Deathstroke. What do you think about that? I am not interested. Julio Torres, they bombed. For me, I know a lot of people like the Suicide Squad. For me, Batman vs. Superman was embarrassingly bad, even with the extended cut. And Suicide Squad was probably one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. The editing was just atrocious. The editing was just, my God, that was awful. That should have been career ending. That's how bad I think it is, in all honesty. I have no hope in the... I think Ben Affleck did it. He justified the shit out of that. I mean, he put the haters in their place. I think he makes a fantastic Batman. I'm still not sold on him as Bruce Wayne, and unfortunately, I think that has to do with just being so used to his face, you know? He did not woo me with his portrayal of Bruce Wayne. In the very beginning, running with the smoke and how he acted in that brief moment, I started buying into it, but I don't know. He didn't do it for me. But as Batman, he won me over. Story-wise, though, what they're doing, I fucking hate it. I hate it. And I think the Justice League looks just as bad. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, that looks really good. That looks really promising. Who do we got next? Julio Torres. Hey Ronnie, will they bring back the gore? It's lame censoring The Walking Dead. I hope they do, bro. I hope they do. Chris Rambo. Ronnie, will we see more people die by Negan's baseball bat? I don't think we will. It's possible, but I don't think so. Maybe during the war someone will get hit, sure, but I don't think a lineup. Don Fox. Wait, is that right? Where did it go? I gotta scroll back up here now because it all skipped down. That's why I should move the damn thing before I read it. Where did all these questions come from? No, that's not new. Where did it go? Alright, I lost that one. I don't know if any of you guys have out there have YouTube channels or maybe just did the live on YouTube, but it's so jittery. I don't know why I'm stuffed up. It's so jittery with the scrolling down, reading the questions, and then it just flicks and everything's gone and you're all the way at the bottom again. It's just fucking stupid. It's like Instagram. You ever try to look at your notifications on Instagram and they have a setting that I can't change, and I wish someone could tell me how to change it, but every time someone updates your Instagram or clicks a like or a comment, it'll scroll you all the way to the very top. I think it's one of the dumbest things you could have added in a thing, because when I'm scrolling through my notifications, I'm scrolling through it for a reason, on purpose, Wait till I shut the phone down, then send me back to the top of the feed. Whoever invented that should be taken out to the street and kicked in the sack, because that's stupid. Alright, Don Foxy Lady. Hey Ronnie, how did you get so fine? Years of practice and training and getting beaten with bamboo sticks. Natalie Shannon. Ronnie, off topic, but I'm curious, did you hear of 13 Reasons Why on Netflix? Would you let your kids watch it? Well, my daughter's only 7, so no, she's not watching a show about suicide. I personally don't care about the topic. I don't see what the fuss is. If someone doesn't want their kids to watch it, don't have your kids watch it. If your kids watch it, even if you didn't want them to watch it, then that is something with your household that you need to get under control because you told them not to do something that they went ahead and did. I don't think anyone should take it out on the creative team or Netflix for putting the show out. I am all for the most nastiest, disgusting, raunchin, movies, shows, documentaries. Well, there is a limit, but something about revenge suicide doesn't even come, for me personally, doesn't even come close to pushing that limit. Not even at all. Yeah, just not at all. There was a story I was doing about The Mentor, about a guy who wanted to kill a shitload of people by poisoning a drug supply. And that, if you think about it, that is someone who just hates junkies, and he wants to poison, essentially, someone could definitely be like, oh, that's kind of like the Nazis taking Jews and gassing them all or killing like mass groups of people. Like, this person had a plan to kill a shitload of people by poisoning that supply. People could make that distinction and be like, oh, well, he's the hero of the story or the good guy of the story. I just think it's all ridiculous. I think we should have the freedom, especially in entertainment and creativity, to create what we want. You know what I mean? As long as it doesn't push that borderline where people are taking, real people being recorded and raped, and then they put it out being like, well, this is, here's Faces of Death type shit, Okay, ban that shit. Get that shit out of here. But when it comes to stuff like the entertainment, no. It takes a lot to push that line, in my opinion. Pretty much, I think it could be anything, but leave kids out of it. I'm trying to make it as general but as specific as possible, but I think everything's fair game except for anything sexual or creepy with kids or women. Other than that, everything's fair game. Other than those two. And I might be a hypocrite by saying everything's fair game except for that, but fuck it, I don't care. Everything's good except for that. I draw the line at that. I don't think you can, as a human being, I don't think you could fix anything in a person's head who is like that. So if somebody wants to put out stuff like that, I think that's where we chop it off. Chop off a lot of things. Ronnie B's Q&A. Do you think The Walking Dead figured out how Season 6 got spoiled, leaked, so it wouldn't happen again? Do you mean Season 7? By the way, you are the best goddamn The Walking Dead YouTuber. Thank you, Honey Bees. No, I don't think they figured out how it got leaked, how or who. Most likely, it was a number of people who did leak it. They did do it with an entire cast there, and yeah, you know. So I don't know. I don't even think they care. I really don't. They got rich anyway, you know. I don't think they care. Besides, the evidence and the proof about it getting leaked, if they really wanted to design like a little task force against spoilers, I firmly believe they could do it. Like I said before, I strongly believe that if it was serious enough, they could have Facebook shut down spoiler groups, and it would just be based on them pushing the copyright issue, releasing stuff that interferes with them, kind of like it's like bootlegging something without actually having the bootleg. You get what I mean? Like you're bootlegging the idea and what's going on. Whatever. I'm tired. I don't know how to put that into words, but I do strongly believe that those companies could get in touch with Facebook and other. But then again, they'll just create websites, even if they do have websites. At the end of the day, even though they can do stuff about it, I just don't think they care. Again, at the end of the day, they're there to make money, and they're making their money. I don't think the spoilers are hurting them enough for them to do anything about spoilers. All right. What do you got here? Ronnie, did you get Injustice 2 yet? No, I did not get Injustice 2. I didn't even know that was released yet. I didn't even play Injustice 1. I like fighting games, I really do, but I just haven't had time to play any of them. I didn't play Injustice 1 either. I think I played it at my brother's house for a little bit, but I didn't like buy it or own it or nothing. Matthew Lynch, Ronnie, do you have faith that the New Beginning and the Whispers introduction will be done successfully on the show? And are you worried about the spoilers in regards to their introduction? I am not really worried about the spoilers because a lot of the people online who are going to see it, for the most part, I think those people will already find out about it. They probably already hear about it now. When it comes to the people offline, I think the ones that do hear about it, it will get. It's not as easy as saying it's this person's dead. Like this is a different type of story with some mystery involved. It's a whole different group, and I just think it's easier to be to not get spoiled on something like that, as opposed to Glenn and Abraham are the ones who get killed. As far as having faith in them doing the New Beginning, listen, there's a part of me that I'm nervous. I'm nervous that they're going to rush it, and I'm nervous that they don't have enough confidence in the ratings and the fan base at doing a slow burn. And I will be honest, I don't think they think the fan base will allow them to do a slow burn season 9. But I say go for it, even if the fan base bitches and moans. Some of them don't even know what they want until they get it, so give it to them. Season 9 is 100%, or whenever they do the Whispers, it's set up perfectly to be a slow burn, amazing, insane awesomeness. Chris Rambo, what is your opinion on Heath Ledger's Joker? One of the best Jokers from now until ever, most likely. Scott Garvey, best Spider-Man actor. Best Spider-Man actor, probably the new one, Tom Holland. He did a better job in just the Civil War than the other ones did. I wasn't a fan of the other ones. I think, what is the Andrew Garfield won me over with that war movie he did with Mel Gibson, Hacksaw Ridge or something. But still, there's just something about the actor that he just doesn't give off that type of charisma, that like even though he won me over in Hacksaw Ridge, I'm just not that interested to go see his movies. I don't know if it's his face or his charisma. I said that as a joke, but kind of serious. There's some people you see and they just they give off this aura, this charisma about them, and you're like, oh yeah, they're cool. I want to go see their shit. He doesn't do it for me. And for Spider-Man, all they did is redo the same fucking story as the old Spider-Man, and then they got some really dumb writing with the Lizard who built a whole computer system in the sewer, and it's like, that's fucking dumb. And the other actor I wasn't really a fan of, so I'm gonna go with the new guy. Michelle Laney. Rick is absorbed. Wait, Rick absorbing every bad person's quality, which makes him the best leader. They didn't. Yeah, that is true. He does absorb certain things, like whistling like the termites people. Fuck, we're almost on 2 hours. I'm tired as shit. We're gonna get going. I wanted to work on the no, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to play a little bit of Witcher 3. I think that's the game my brother got me, but I'll probably go get some sleep. I was up late last night, and then I'll try to play that tomorrow maybe. Vinny, the Injustice comic is pretty good. Don Foxy Lady, any advice for getting a baby to sleep? She woke me up in time for your feed, but now she won't stop staring at you. How old's your kid? Any advice for getting a baby? Oh, baby back to sleep. I got spoiled, man. Juliet was good. All I had to do, we were on clockwork every single night, 8 o'clock on the dot. I think I fed her at 7:30, burped her, laid her down, went right out. So I got lucky, but and then after that, she didn't wake up unless she was sick or something. She wouldn't wake up till 5 in the morning, I think it was, give or take, 5 or 6 in the morning. So I had a set schedule. 8 o'clock, went to bed. I drank, dated some women, went to bed, woke up, got my daughter up, dun, and then repeat. Spin wasn't in the Talking Dead memoriam, so he's alive. Daniel, oh yeah, he wasn't in the whatever. I think he's alive. I don't know why they did that with Daniel, but Riley, I love you, Ronnie, big fan. Awesome. Sorry, I'm new to all this. Oh, all right. Hey Ronnie, thoughts, if any, on Hulu's Handmaid's Tale, Stranger Things, and HBO Big Little Lies? Wait, Big Little Lies. I don't know what Big Little Lies is or Handmaid's Tale, but Stranger Things, I love Stranger Things. Natalie Shannon, do a video on Fear the Walking Dead. Jemiah and Preppers versus Negan and Saviors. Me, Team Prepper. I don't know what Jeremiah and Preppers. Is that a TV show? I feel like that's a TV show. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what that is. Ronnie, do you think Daryl and Carol will get comic Andrea's death at this time? No, I don't. Just as far as just a sad death at this time, it just doesn't do anything for the story unless the story unfolds and it starts doing something. What do we got? Joe Cool, could the Heapsters turn an Alexandrian into a new Winslow Walker for All Out War? That would be absolutely awesome, but they cover his face, so we wouldn't even see who it is unless there was some kind of identifying thing going on, maybe with their shirt or something. But that would be cool. Stefan wants to know about group of men who believed the world needed to be repopulated, so they kidnapped women and got to work. What if they did? Well, if they did it, they did it. If it was good, it's good. If it's not, I'll probably bitch about it. Natalie, nighty night, everyone, go, or I will turn into a pumpkin. Yeah, get going, because I'm getting out of here in a minute. Calm down, Cosborn. Wait, what do we got? Oh, Julio. Hey, Ronnie, will they bring back the gore? It's lame censoring The Walking Dead. Alright, I know for a fact we already did that one. How are we back there? I don't know. Anyway, hey Ronnie, what are your thoughts for Five Nights at Freddy's? I don't have any thoughts. I've never played it. I know what it is, though. I've never played it, though. Wait, I'm missing one. Bananarama 512. After rewatching Tara Heath's season 5 episode, it looks to me like a blonde woman helps usher Heath away on the bridge. Did anyone else notice this lady, or am I seeing something that isn't there? I'm gonna have to say you're seeing something that isn't there, because people tried telling me there was whispers in the walkers, and I searched through every inch of every screen and I saw nothing but walkers, no sign of whispers, and no sign of a woman ushering Heath anywhere. So I'll have to look again, but take another look and let me know. The girl wearing glasses. Hey Ronnie, do you like Black Mirror? No, I've never watched it, but I hear good things about it though. Banana. Okay, we already did that. Are you psyched for issue 168? Colin McKinney. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with this story, the aftermath. Jay McClinton 8 Ronnie. Which Walking Dead character? Wait. Which Walking Dead character too similar to you? I think I relate to Rick more. I would have to pick Rick strictly for the simple fact that no one's telling me what we're going to do or not going to do when it comes to protecting my daughter. So if they say, I want to go this direction and do this, if I think it's stupid, we are not doing that. Absolutely not. So I'd probably have to relate to him the most. But I have no problem not being a leader, though. Like, that's something I don't need to be. I would probably opt for making my own decisions but not leading. So that's another aspect that I wouldn't relate as much, because I have no problem doing my own thing. Melissa B has a crush on me with a nice yellow heart. Is that a golden heart just for me? Kayla McKinley, love a white boy. Oh jeez. Deborah Williams, do you enjoy Star Wars? I like Walking Dead better still. I like Star Wars though. I like them. For me, I've never been able to take shows that are completely different and even compare them. Like if someone said, hey, what do you like more, Star Wars or The Walking Dead? I get a totally different type of enjoyment out of Star Wars and The Walking Dead, where I don't know, my brain doesn't compute. Same thing for Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. People always say, what do you like better, Breaking Bad or Walking Dead? And I just can't compute that. Same thing if it's a comedy. Now if someone took, two horror, like Aliens movie monster, Predator movie monster, I'd be like, Predator all day, every day. It's as easy as that. Just because it connects, you know what I mean? That's the same type of genre. If somebody was like Train to Busan, The Walking Dead, all right, The Walking Dead. If somebody said 28 Days Later, Walking Dead, I'd be like, all right, The Walking Dead. Those are easy. I don't even have to think about them sometimes. I just think about which one I enjoy more. So, I don't know. My brain, maybe it's broken. We're going to set a timer. Where are we at? 2 minutes. Let's give it 5 minutes. That way it'll be 2. Yeah, we'll get 5 more minutes. That way it'll be 2:10. 2 hours, 10 minutes. Do you like The Expanse? I haven't seen that. You should totally watch Black Mirror, Ronnie. It's awesome. It's an anthology series, so maybe don't start with season 1 premiere. People seem to hate that episode. I have to start with the premiere. I can't start anything, even an anthology series. I gotta start with it. I'll check it out though. I've been meaning to check it out. I just don't have any time. Witcher 3 hint: do not kill any cows in the game. That's weird. Why can't you kill cows? Hey Ronnie, do you think it's smart for The Walking Dead show to go for over 10 seasons? How do you think The Walking Dead will end? Honest opinion. I can't answer that anymore. I can't answer that anymore. I get that 20, 30, 40, 50 times a day, every single day. There's just no way to answer it. I could come up with clever little fun things about how this character will die, how these but you just simply can't. It's impossible. Anyone telling you they can answer it is flat out lying to you. You can't answer it because you don't know what direction the story's going to go. Kirkman could fool us all, and in 40 scripts, he could have Rick and gang find a whole different set of connected communities that have their own cities running with electricity and a whole corner of the world that is now up and running, and it's got marketplaces and businesses, and it's it's doing its own thing. Visitors can come and go, and some people can get citizenship and stay there, and they have schools and this, that, and a third. Coming up with an ending now would be insanely different, wildly different, because now you might have the opportunity to kill Rick, getting his family and survivors to that community, and then end the series knowing that they might living there and restart society in that community and grow it. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I can't honestly call how it's going to end realistically, because they either die, or they either die soon, grow old and die, or they link up and restart civilization. I don't think there's many other options out of there. It's just how they die. As far as do I think it's smart for them, I believe 100% that there's a ton more creativity and a ton more creative storytelling out there. I think what boxes creative minds into a hole is trying to say, okay, The Walking Dead became so famous for this, it got so popular for this, but now it's growing. creatively, if you don't grow with it, you're just going to get old and stale. Like if they do this stuff with the communities and being on the road and da-da-da-da-da, if they keep doing this in both the comic and the show, it's going to get old and stale. Where a lot of us, probably some of us hardcore fans, it'll probably take us longer, but a lot of the casual fans, they will get sick. And we're talking, The Walking Dead is at that point now where the next year or two is going to really determine how stale it gets for the casual fans, and a lot of them might bow out, you know? Now, after that point in time, if they don't grow creatively and refresh this world and do something new and different, even more so than what they did with the Whisperers, you run the risk now, the serious risk of just becoming stale. So I think it is smart if they grow creatively. And what do I mean by that is they need to go out. They need to go out, not up. Don't build up. Don't build a community. Don't stay there. Have that community, have that base, but go out and explore, expand the story, expand the universe. And I think that is the only direction it can go for longevity within the storyline in both the comic and the show. Thank you for the question, though, Abraham. Is that Abraham Kills? Oh, I missed it now. Anyway, doubt it'll be a Scream 5 because that lame Scream show on AMT. I gotta go to bed. MTV. Yeah, that Scream show was just a mask. Who cleared that? Tell me that mask doesn't look like a blow-up doll. It's that's the Scream mask. Imagine them going, dude, I got an idea for a modern day Scream mask. I was in my blow-up doll, and I'm looking at it like, man, if that was all white, or a guy was like, okay, I do some freaky stuff, and I had this bag, right, and I'm suffocating my blow-up doll, and I was just thinking, or my wife, whatever you prefer, so I'm suffocating her, and she made this facial expression where she was like, and I thought, that should be the Scream mask. It looks so stupid. I'm sorry. Worldwide Hip Hop. Have you seen the 4-minute Fear promo? They built a whole area of fake preppers ready for an end of the world event. They dug the roads out, built a ranch in a hilltop, more like the comics. Yeah, that gets a little problematic because Fear was touted as being the very start of the outbreak. And now look what's happening. Fear the Walking Dead is slowly becoming The Walking Dead in California, you know, or the West Coast, the West Side Walking Dead. That's what it should be called, West Side Walking Dead. Anyway, so they're running the risk there of becoming stale or adding to the staleness. I don't want to watch another Walking Dead show of them doing the same shit over in the East Coast. So I love the idea of preppers. It gets a little weird that the preppers don't know, because I believe in the promo they said the preppers don't even know the world fell down. So that gives our group an advantage because they know what they're dealing with. And it's just like, I don't know if I'm buying it. You know, I just don't know if I'm buying that shit. With the group being hardened now and they can, I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential with preppers. I love the idea with preppers. So I'm hoping, wishing for the best. And I think it's awesome that they went through all that trouble building a set, making roads and all that other shit. So, yeah, I'm 30. What is it? Age question mark? Yeah, I'm 30. I don't know who's asking that, but Ronnie, you've been wanting to post on a group, but here goes. After time skip, if The Walking Dead could cast Judith with a child actor like Belle, oh, I don't know any child actors, so I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I'm skipping anything that we've already talked about a number of times, just in case you asked. We already talked about that, like the Star Trek trailer and stuff. Q&A, do you think all the gore that was edited out of Season 7 will be put back in the Blu-ray release along with Negan swearing? No, I don't think so. Season 7 sounds like it's too good to be true as far as the Blu-ray release. I'm hoping we get a lot. I'm hoping we get deleted scenes. I'm hoping we get the blood and the gore. I'm hoping we get all of the supposed kills that they recorded, all the different characters, the censored tracks, or the uncensored, I mean, the F-bombs and all this. But I think that's too much. I don't think it is, I don't think it makes sense for them money-wise to do it. Yeah, I don't think they make enough money to go through all that trouble. So, but I want it. Yeah, I want it. I see people coming up with numbers. I hope that's not what you think my age is, because that's a lot older than what I am. Maybe I look like shit. Do I look like ass or what? Fuck, 35? I hope you guys think I'm something. What the fuck? Now you got me stroking. Fan art made me think of Judith's badass concept. Oh, okay. Yeah, I will be playing the Friday the 13th game. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. We're 2 minutes past our time. We're going to wrap it up because a lot of the questions, we're getting the same questions we got Friday the 13th, Star Trek, and other stuff like that, like Game of Thrones, and there's another one for Stranger Things. We've covered all this stuff a number of times already, so I'm gonna do something. I gotta create something. I'm going to create something for the live streams to refresh it, make it interesting a little bit, especially when we do these long ones. And I don't want to hear, well, they're not going to listen to this anyway, but there's a group of people that bitch when we do long ones, and it's like, bro, when I get moved, I'm going to pull the highlights. Fucking have some patience, bro. And it's not giving me any new comments, so either no one is talking or YouTube is just holding the comments. Hey guys, let me know, since we're gonna end soon, huh? Oh, not you, Melanie. Also, 35 is not old. No, it's not old at all. I said, after I said that, the idea hit me, and I was like, wait a minute. I mean, technically, if I'm 31 or 35, I probably look about the same with either age. So I don't know why I even said that. So that's why I got off the age topic. You know. Because when I was 27 and 30, I looked identical, so it's not like a wild age difference. Which Sons of Anarchy character is your best or would be a best savior? Probably all of them. Yeah, we were going to wrap this up, but I did want to say something. Now I forget what it was. Oh, you guys let me know, how has it skipped a lot during this? I used that different router, so let me know if there was a lot of lag. Not with the audio. The audio seems to be good, but I'm talking with the visual. Was there a lot of lag? Did it stop a lot? Let me know what's going on with that. Kisses right back at you, Melissa. Melissa B. It won't let me look at it. Won't let me sneak peeks on your profile, so you could be a 30-year-old man for all I know. It won't let me look. Damn YouTube. Yeah, Sufin hates you people. Sufin, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. Sufin hates you people. He wants me to just go to bed already. I'm going to, but I'm curious on how the lag has been. No lag at all for me. No lag at all. No lag. No lag. Oh, I'm getting a boner. None at all? Chill the entire time for me. Yes, some lag. All right. So many people are saying no lag. No lag video or audio. No lags. Oh, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Because, like I said, I changed out that crappy router that the company gave me, and I put my router up, and I totally forgot again that I had it, which is a $200 router I bought a year ago, and I was hoping the quality would be a lot better. Lag maybe once or twice. Best video so far, no lag. All right, that means I might not even... Yeah, okay, that means I might be able to have more options when I move into the other place. I won't have to hardwire. So, awesome. No glitches at all. Well, huge thank you for answering that. Thank you very... Wait, I'm watching on the big screen through Chrome in my jocks. All right. Yeah, Ronnie's Crush Crew. Nearly no lag. No lag. All right. All right, that's enough. You guys definitely got you definitely got me excited for that router now, because that's one thing that was bothering me, that lag, messing it up for everyone who's trying to watch. You know, if you're listening to it like it's radio, then, you know, you probably don't care. But for those who want to watch it, especially once we start it's not just, you know, my face as a talking head. Once we start putting up some of the images, because I got ideas of showing you guys some of the news clips, like I wanted to compile some Walking Dead news and some topic stuff, so that way when I pull it up on the screen when we're doing our topics, I don't want any lag, especially for that, because that would just be ridiculous if I'm like, hey guys, look at this article, here's an image of da-da-da-da, and it lags out. So I think this is awesome. Thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with me for this live stream. Next week, I'll tell you guys since I'm already here with you, but next week is going to be a little bit tricky when it comes to uploads. I move in the middle of the week, so that's going to be hard. I don't think there's any way around it. I might have 3 or 4 days where I just can't do anything at all. The goal is when I get the place, get in there and clean it, I'm hoping for one day I can switch the whole office and then at least have the office set up so I can do a video, maybe live stream, and then the next day, if that takes a whole day or half a day, I could do all the boxes and get that shit done, set up, and that way, even if there's boxes laying around, as long as I get the kitchen set up and the dun-dun-dun set up, I can do a live stream or maybe a video, and that's if we can. Worst case scenario, I take 3 or 4 days off. I know you guys don't mind, and then I'll just come back from that. So, wait, adios, Ronnie. Take a hit for you. Your #1 fan. All right, so everyone, good night. Thank you very much for joining. And I just remembered I wanted to double check with the super chat. We didn't miss anyone, did we? Only Elisa, Ashley, J Lordy, and BW85. All right, super cool with the super chat. Thank you everyone who stopped by. Huge shout out, thank you to all the patrons, and then everyone from the YouTube community watching, liking, sharing, spreading the word of mouth. That is awesome. So thoughts and opinions, if you happen to be watching this after the live stream and you want to leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.